I'm glad you put that in there.
Yeah.
Because last week I felt like something was missing with the Cougar Mondays.
See? I know.
All right, there we go. It's Mike and John got it going on. Of course, Cougar Monday, brought to you by Jordan Genso, community servant, community realtor.
Were you hissing over there, or are you going to say something?
No, I was hissing.
Oh.
Is that something new?
I heard like you're about to say something.
I said yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
She said yes.
That's
what she said.
That's why I didn't know what I said. Such an unfamiliar thing for me. I didn't know. I was very confused.
Exactly. Hey, a lot to get to today.
Yeah.
We have our 2-cent history lesson coming up.
Okay.
We have Susan's review.
Right.
Little tease or no?
Well, I think I'm going to share what I made my husband do this weekend.
Oh, how about that? Yes.
Yes.
Also, we'll find out who our Monday match is with Orchard's Children's Services. We'll talk to Mark Howell about the Drive to Survive that's coming up.
Right, for Fun to Life.
For Fun to Life, yeah. And this has been going on for a long time, and we'll find out all the details for this year's event and take a look at trivia from last night from SNT. See if we got a winner and somebody to qualify for this week's drawing of not less than $100 in gift cards and certificates to downtown businesses from Jordan Jensen.
Right. Our business this week is the Sidecar Slider Bar.
Ooh.
Say it a little faster.
Sidecar Slider Bar.
Yeah, it does kind of roll.
Oh, by the way, speaking of it, well, I'll wait till we have a correction, not a correction, but an addition to make when we talk about Jordan a little bit later.
Well,
our show sponsor was a little disappointed
in what you did.
When we left a key thing out when we talked last week with Mac Hawes from Great Harvest Bread.
Okay,
and so he wants us to
add on to that.
He was a little disappointed.
Thanks for letting us know here on the spot. We had rehearsal.
I know.
Sort of.
I forgot.
Hey, is that plug got to be plugged into something for something important?
No.
That one's okay.
No, this is the power plug.
Oh, we don't need power.
No. Because we're at battery power.
Oh, here we go. we're in trouble.
At battery power.
Talk fast.
So,
we're all charged up and ready to go.
Let me check here. We're at 90%. We're fine.
All right. At least it's not 30 like it was the other day.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're good to go, and we've got local news. Brought to you by our friends at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton.
All right, here's what's going on. The National Transportation Safety Board has concluded its investigation into a January 2021 plane crash in Lyon Township that killed a family of 3. The single-engine Piper PA-24, piloted by 60-year-old David Campo, crashed January 2nd of 2021 into a home on Dakota Drive in the Orchards of Lyon subdivision, about a half mile from the New Hudson Airport. Campo, his 55-year-old wife Michelle, and their 18-year-old son Dawson were all killed on impact. Nobody inside the home was injured. The flight originated in Canton, Georgia, where the family had been visiting with family for the holidays. The National Transportation Safety Board report determined that Campo's failure to maintain proper airspeed resulted in stalling prior to the crash. Additionally, there's no record Campo obtained a weather briefing or a flight plan before he left Georgia. He was also not instrument rated, which means he was not trained to fly in weather with poor visibility, which there was that day. As he approached the airport, the NTSB says he was informed the cloud base was at 300 feet, at which point the air controller asked what his intentions were. Campo reportedly said he would give it a shot. The report says the plane continued to descend as it approached the airport and then entered 2 descending left-hand spiral turns at decreasing airspeed before it disappeared from radar. A Fenton man was critically injured in a motorcycle crash Saturday in Howell Township. The Livingston County Sheriff's Office says deputies were dispatched just after 5 p.m. to a single off-road motorcycle crash that occurred on Allen Road west of Burkhart Road. A preliminary investigation indicated a 37-year-old Fenton resident was operating a Kawasaki dirt bike westbound on Allen Road. The driver went off the roadway to the right, was ejected off the motorcycle, and struck 2 trees. He was taken by EMS to Sparrow Hospital in Lansing, where he was listed in critical condition. He was not wearing a helmet at the time. Speed and alcohol appear to be factors in the crash, which remains under investigation. And Heartland's Polo Classic, a fundraiser benefiting the Heartland Chamber of Commerce's Scholarship Fund and their community give back. It went into its 7th year at a new venue. Traditionally, the event had been held on land used by the Detroit Polo Club on Saddle Club Lane in Heartland Township, but due to a property dispute, the club lost its polo field, according to Chamber Director Emmeline Wheaton. Upon settling with the township's Heritage Park, Wheaton said it's a win-win. They get to showcase some of Heartland's amazing parks and said it was a beautiful setting. Along a playing field separated by temporary fencing, spectators dressed in attire reminiscent of the Kentucky Derby watched action under the shade of an immense tent on a sunny Saturday afternoon. At a halftime break in the polo play, spectators were invited onto the playing field for the stomping of the divots, as well as a hat competition. A large line formed on the field as those participating in the hat judging paraded in front of 3 judges. There was a surprise diversion, though, from the planned program when what appeared to be a couple parading their hats to the judges turned into Brian Stephen kneeling on a knee and offering a wedding ring to a stunned Amanda Sinistak. After Sinistak's moment of shock, she accepted with a kiss. The remainder of the halftime went on following the proposal, as well as more polo. But for one happy couple, the evening was no longer about polo ponies and fancy attire. And you can see some great pictures taken of the event on our Facebook page and our website, MikeandJohnPodcast.com. And, of course, those were taken by Gillis Benedict over the weekend. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Not sure, but that proposal ring could have been purchased at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers.
Well, I know that Mark and Barb Binkley were at the Polo Classic.
Perhaps there was a little sliding. Here's the ring. Do your thing during the divot. What do they call it?
The divot stomp.
The divot stomp.
Yeah.
So, kind of a cool, cool part of the whole event on Saturday. They had beautiful weather for both days of the Heartland Polo Classic. Of course, news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Hey, if you're thinking of proposing, guys, or you know somebody who is, why not see our friends at Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton? They can custom design, or perhaps you'd like to find something from Simon G. or Zagani or many other designers Cooper and Binkley Jewelers bring to the table in downtown Brighton. Stop by and see them today. Find them on the line at cooperandbinkleyjewelers.com, and, of course, on Facebook as well. They keep you posted with all the latest happenings, even some great shots from the Heartland Polo Classic with Mark and Barb. So you had an event this weekend that you were at.
I did.
Father's Day, John.
Yeah.
Before we get to trivia, or should we save it for after?
You tell me. We can go either way.
All right, let's go real quick through Sunday night trivia last night. Remember, all our winners this week will qualify for the drawing on Friday for not less than $100 in gift cards and gift certificates to downtown Brighton businesses, courtesy of show sponsor Jordan Genso. The trivia question: when asked what distracts them most at work and reduces their productivity, 19% of people said this. And, of course, trivia brought to you by OG sponsor Firehouse Doors, serving Livingston County for over 25 years with unparalleled service and products. What distracts them most? Almost 20%, almost 1 in 5 said this. Great answers like cell phones. That's probably more than 90%.
It has to be more.
Pay attention to me and not your cell phone.
Free food?
That's always kind of a distraction. The coffee station. You end up in conversations.
Somebody brings in donuts
yeah.
or the day after Halloween, everyone brings in their Halloween candy. You're like, hey, I got enough of this crap.
That's how I got rid of this stuff.
Besides, you got all the. I don't want your junk candy. Bring the good stuff.
Let's see. Other things. Interruptions by supervisors. I'm trying to get the job done that you asked me to get done, but you're interrupting me.
You done yet? You done yet?
Wayne said the boss, which kind of falls into the same thing. The computer. Maybe you're having a computer issue.
Right.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Bart said TikTok. You go down a
I
TikTok
suppose,
hole.
We kind of look at that as, other people, the younger,
those kids,
the kids and their TikTok.
Yeah.
Lisa said gossip. Never had any of that at the workplace.
No, never.
I don't think we've had any of that here. Co-workers.
Not that you're aware.
Yeah. I see. That's what you two. I see how it is. See, Mike did.
Yeah. Emails. I think Sharon said emails.
Laura said personal life, which, that can be a distraction. You got other things going on, or perhaps the kid's calling you every 5 minutes. Mom, Mike's bugging me. Tell Mike not to.
You ever doing that when you were a kid? Calling your mom or dad at work and bugging them about it, and they'd be like, I'm at work. Leave me alone.
Put him on the phone. Yeah. Michael, stop bothering your brother. That never happened. Okay. I'm not bothering him. He was bothering me. He's been bothering me since he was born. What? Noisy coworkers. Texts. A lot of people said text messages. A lot of things having to do with our phones and the internet.
Ray Lynn said daydreaming.
Yeah, I was just
What
thinking, someone said windows, and I remember working at a place that had window, and I would daydream looking out the window, like, oh, I wish I was out there.
Did it have like a nice scene?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was.
Didn't
Sometimes you'd get like a deer.
Did the guy from Sound of Music pop up?
Don't do that.
No. All right, I won't do that.
The Sound of Music?
What was that from?
You think of the Song of the South?
Song of the
The Disney movie that you're not allowed to see anymore?
Or perhaps you looked outside and saw some micro wrestling. We'll get to that in just a minute. No correct answer, which was you're distracted because you were looking for another job.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
What are you doing on Indeed? Nothing.
What? Nothing. I'm what? How did that happen?
Somebody else must have been using my desk.
I don't
know.
So,
No
all right.
correct answer last
Okay.
night. Tonight will be a bonus prize question night just for those that are paying attention. So we'll get to that. Appreciate Firehouse Stores, our OG sponsors, for giving us some extra prizes to give away during trivia, and of course being our trivia sponsor for our nightly trivia questions. So we'll get to another one with a prize tonight. And I mentioned micro wrestling, which was an event that John attended yesterday for Father's Day.
It was.
I've never heard of micro wrestling.
I mean, it's there's we'll say an inappropriate phrase that would be instead of micro.
Little people.
People use. Well, that's the politically correct phrase.
So midget wrestling.
Yeah, that's don't say that.
Well, that's
Canceled.
That's the first thing that people think of.
Okay.
So if there's micro wrestling, is there macro wrestling?
Well, that's regular wrestling.
No, what if
Or
these guys are
sumo.
really-
Sumo would be macro wrestling.
No, that's just heavy duty. Because sumo guys are usually wearing their diapers and have a man bun. But what about super tall people?
Oh.
You know, wouldn't that be macro
Yeah,
if
I don't know.
shorter people or vertically challenged?
That could be another, type of event. But I went to the micro wrestling event. It was in Ypsilanti last night or Sunday night. And it was quite interesting. There is a micro wrestling federation. And, yeah.
The MWF.
I mean, here's this is an action shot I captured. This is Zach Presley.
Oh, yeah.
As he's doing a leap here and giving a couple of he's kicking down.
To the Elvis chop or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah. It was very interesting. It was a fun show. I mean, it was very entertaining.
Was there a micro audience?
No, it was a good size
Seeing
audience.
their peers?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
no.
no.
No, it was just regular folks and not that they're irregular.
This is like a circus
No,
show.
I can't.
This is like a circus show. Let's go see the little people.
Well, that's what you
micro.
think. I mean, and part of me was like, I don't know that I want to do this because you're like, am I taking advantage of this or are they being taken advantage of? But I have to tell you, they were wholly in on this, and they were taking the tickets and they were showing you to your seats, and it was very entertaining. It was very fun, and yeah, I mean, it's.
I think you should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay. Am I canceled now?
So, was this in a basement somewhere? Or
I kind of wondered. I'm like, where are we going?
Is this underground? Is it illegal?
Yeah.
Was there betting?
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't put any bets down. I was rooting for Zach Presley.
Yeah.
But there were, just like in any wrestling, there were the heroes and the villains and the storyline and who's going to win and
it was all real, I would
Oh
imagine.
God, yes, of course,
Like
completely
regular
real, but
wrestling.
very athletic. I have to tell you, and Baby Jesus won in the end.
did they have beer?
Was there beer at the or was it microbrews?
That's what I was.
There were little ones.
There was a lot of beer.
There's a lot of beer. Nice.
So it was at the Fowling Warehouse in Ypsilanti.
Is it fouling or foaling?
Oh, I guess it's
'Cause it's
Fowling.
like
You're right.
football
Yeah,
bowling is Fowling.
You're right.
That's
It would
what
be- yeah, because they've got the football bowling.
But you
this
went
is-
with foul like chickens.
You're right.
That's where you throw chickens at the pen.
No,
No,
that's just
chicken
I
fight.
did not go to any sort of chicken fight.
Some fouling where you're just chucking chickens at the pins.
Thanks.
I'm just giving the micro folks another stunt for their little show.
Now. We're all canceled.
They got going on.
So,
do you remember any of the names of the other
let's see.
wrestlers?
There was Zach Presley.
Yeah, you seem to have an attachment to Zach.
I was kind of rooting for Zach. There was Baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was Pinky.
Who's the guy in the yellow pants?
That was Jamaica Joe.
Jamaica Joe.
Ooh, I like that name.
And he had dreadlocks on, but then one of the wrestlers took it off and it was a wig, and then they started calling him
Bald Joe.
Famaica Joe. Because he was, because he was, fake. Fake.
Were there any
fake Make a Joe? Yeah.
Was there any chants going on in the crowd?
For the like I said, it's if you've been to a wrestling event or seen any kind of wrestling, like
I've never been to big time or
yeah,
micro time.
It was like I said, there's storylines and villains and heroes, and it was all very interesting.
It's the only word that
Anybody
comes
get
to
kicked
mind.
out?
No.
No. All right.
So
Fun to Life has their Ride to Survive coming up, and Mark Howell, of course, from Fun to Life, has been a great friend of the program, and we're going to get all the details. I think the last time we talked to Mark, this came up in conversation, but we were talking about something else.
yes.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
I knew he was there without him even saying hello. Isn't that magic?
You could feel the presence.
Yes. Well, you're that kind of person, Mark. We know when you're there.
Oh, well, thank you. That could be a good thing or wildly a bad thing.
So tell us about the Ride to Survive for this year. What's the agenda and how are things going so far?
Yeah, so Drive to Survive is coming up this Sunday, June 25th. And we had some logistical changes, but now we're kicking off from BMW of Rochester Hills, which, is a little bit further jaunt to start, but it's only 12 miles from M1, and we're kind of avoiding just the chaos of 96 and all of that. So trying to make this year's a little bit simpler on drivers, a little bit safer, hopefully, for these high-end cars. And then we're going to rally at 10 a.m. over to M1 Concourse, the event center there, and pretty much we're going to take up shop there, and some people are going to track their cars. We've got some professional ride-alongs. We've got some fleet cars available for rent if people have cars that they want to rally but not track, but they still want to get that experience. And we're going to have food catered by Andiamo. We're going to have music by Bash DJs. We're going to have silent auction, a car show. So this year's event's just going to be a little bit bigger and better than each previous year, and doing a lot more in big thanks to our presenting sponsor, Raffi Auto Group. And they're really, there's kind of a big difference, I think, in events with partnerships and then sponsors, and they have truly been a partner, and they've done so much work behind the scenes to bring this event to life, and we're just super, super excited.
Yeah, no, this is the 4th annual. And
yes.
And as you've been, as you said, it's like each year it kind of, you kind of adapt it or make it a little bit different and kind of add on some things. And, obviously this is going to be a pretty fun filled day for folks who want to come out and enjoy this.
It is, and it's just something that's a little bit unique. There are a lot of high-end vehicles, all for rallying around Fun to Life's mission and just to help impact people's lives. And so it's something a little bit different to do. Show off the nice cars, impact the mission, have some fun, eat some food, listen to some music, and each year we just kind of add more pieces to it. And so this year's the car show is kind of a new element to it. And this year also, M1 has fleet cars available for rent, which is also a new feature.
Wow.
Each year we're just kind of like, just tweaking it a little bit. And this is the first year where we actually have access to the full event center. So thanks to our sponsors, we've been able to secure the whole thing, which if you've never been out there, this is a great time to come check it out. It's just it's a pretty impressive, complex alone, but this building is pretty awesome for entertaining, and it's just going to be a really fun afternoon.
Well, as you mentioned, there's different opportunities for you to make your donations and experience different things here, like the rent a track car kind of thing. If you, in the past, since you've been doing this, Mark, you've been out on that track and driven it in various vehicles, or no?
So sadly, I have not been out on the track. At the event, I just get caught up in just kind of managing the day's events.
Yeah.
But in the past, people could either bring a car that maybe they want to track themselves, and so that kind of is a little bit limiting because some people, some have more like just show cars or just something that they want to just rally and be a part of it, but it's not really a race car type atmosphere. So this year, M1's released 5 fleet cars based on their own availability that they have track ready. So if somebody wants to get that track experience to get the adrenaline pumping,
and these
they can do that.
And these are some pretty good cars. You got the Mustang Mach-1, the GT5, the Toyota GR86, a VW Golf GTI, and an MX-5 Cup car. So you got a selection here of some pretty fine automobiles to take out on the track.
I mean, basically think Fast and Furious meets Fun to Life, and that's what we're rocking out there. So
no, wait a minute. I think the guys that own these cars will be like, do not think Fast and Furious. Okay.
No, I think
no jumps, no explosions.
Yeah, well, that's true. Just the fun speed part.
Yeah, right.
Watch me do a 360 in this Mach-E.
Just fast, no furious. Okay.
Absolutely.
It's a Mach-1, not the Mach-E, right?
I believe so.
It's
yes.
Mach-1, so it's not the electric vehicle because that wouldn't even make any sound going around the track unless the guy's making mouth noises.
Gotta rob her.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, some of those electric sports cars are out of this world with the acceleration, and oh man, it's intense.
Yeah. So in the past, what are some of the really cool vehicles you've seen, and I would imagine we're going to see more of this year?
Oh my gosh! Last year was we had a 1 of 5. It was like a $2.7 million Porsche that came out, and it was.
Holy moly.
I'm not a super big car connoisseur. I couldn't tell you the model or any of that, but it was. I mean, you saw it roll in, and you knew it was a different level of car. It was like. Whoa, I was like, you guys were okay, but it was a dealership that brought it out, but I was like, you guys were okay bringing it here? Like, wow, that's daunting.
Nice. Yeah. So you're gonna see some pretty fine cars, and you're gonna see them go fast. So Drive to Survive, and of course that's this Sunday. And for people that want to get tickets, what's the best way for them to do that, Mark?
Yeah, they can check us out online. It's just fundolife.org, and if they go to our events section, go to Drive to Survive, they can register right there. I think registration, we have it open through Thursday, so they have a couple days left to register up, and we do have space. Really, our space is just limited based on where our starting location is, and this year we've got that there's like a big space behind BMW of Rochester Hills, so we're going to be able to load cars in, which is really exciting. So we're hoping to just get 100 or so cars out there and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, and there's different ticket options for people that they can if they just want to do the basic or all the way up to the turbocharged track and rally ticket. They've got different options that they can do, and as you mentioned, of course, the rent a track car, which I think is going to be pretty cool.
Absolutely. And it's really, the event, I think a lot of people start to think like, oh, well, I don't have a nice enough car to take part in this event. It's really for anybody. The average Joes who drive just like a normal car like me, I just rally in the back of the rally and put all the fancy cars up front. But if you just want to soak in the energy of the day and take part in all the festivities at M1 and still rally a car and just kind of be in that parade of cars, you can still register for just that standard registration, and you still get all the benefits of the day and get to soak it in and take part of something pretty awesome. And so there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Right.
Do you know, Mark, if in the rented track car, if they check your driving record at all or insurance?
Yeah, we could talk offline about that, Mike.
Have you ever outrun a cop? We got to check that kind of stuff out.
Yeah, right. We can talk offline. We might be able to hook something up.
And of course, all of this is to benefit Fun to Life, which we've talked about, and what a great organization that is that you are at the center of. But so many people have stepped forward to make Fun to Life a real valuable contribution to the community. We just talked to you a few weeks ago where you were able to present those Taylor Swift tickets in the box, for the young lady and her family and friends. And do you know they went to the show, I'm assuming, and enjoyed everything?
They did. You guys are such great supporters of Fun to Life and always kind of spotlighting what we're doing in the community, and we really, really appreciate it. And a few weeks ago we were able to, surprise Maddie Odom and her family with Taylor Swift, kind of like an experience package, and it was, much like our community is just so awesome. We kind of started spreading the word. We got the tickets to her, and then Cooper and Binkley joined in and gave her some earrings, and Brass and Oak gave her a shopping spree. And a limousine company came and gave her a limo bus. The fire department did a escort all the way to Ford Field. And there's just, all these things just kind of aligned. All we really do is just facilitate people's generosity, and people just, they just want to help other people. And it's just so cool. And they had an awesome experience. And her and their family are just, they just have great spirit about them. And, they're going to keep battling. And I think a battle is always a little bit easier to take on when you have a community behind you.
Well, that's the whole purpose of Fun to Life. So,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So we're happy to help promote that. And that's what, of course, the Drive to Survive is all about. And again, details online, funtolife.org.
Yes.
All right,
funtolife.org. Check them out.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Good luck with the event this weekend.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Yep.
We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
All right, you too. All right, so we're brought to you by, of course, Jordan Genso. And what is the addition that we have to add on from last week that you forgot?
Jordan, you're going to blame me. I mean, it is my fault. But I still don't like to get blamed. Doesn't mean
What did we miss?
So
as a team, I'm there to support you. What did we miss?
What
did Susan miss last week?
It's all my fault.
Susan.
I missed his birthday, and now this.
Yeah. Of course, last week our featured business, the one that Jordan was featuring, was Great Harvest Bread Company, and he did when he set it up. He did send me a message. He said, "Hey, it's all set up," and he goes, "I do have one request. When you interview Mac, ask him about the apple bacon grilled cheese sandwich. It's one of his favorites."
I didn't know anything
And
about
we did not ask Mac.
Sorry.
About the apple bacon grilled cheese sandwich. And the more I say it, the more I want to know more about it.
Yeah, that actually sounds really good.
So I apologize.
So there's no apple, it's just apple bacon with the grilled cheese.
I would imagine.
Apple.
I'm sure they
like a cinnamon apple
We don't
bacon.
have Mac on the line, so I can't ask him. This is sort of after the
I
fact.
still have Mac's number. Do you want to wake him up?
Do you want to call him?
I'm just kidding.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Hey, we forgot to ask.
One more thing. We're like Columbo. Just one more thing.
So I apologize to Jordan. And, since this week we're focusing on Sidecar Slider Bar, I wanted to get ahead of the curve this week. And I said, is there something that you like there? And apparently they're PB&J slider.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So hopefully we're gonna be talking with the folks at Sidecar Slider Bar this week.
Right.
But if we don't, the PB&J slider.
I would be happy to assist the winner in picking up at that location.
Well, sure.
All right, so it's time for Susan's review, as we do on Mondays, and Susan went to the farmer's market.
Yeah.
I did.
In Howell?
In Howell,
Okay.
yes. On
Were you allowed near the
Sunday.
hostas?
No, they said if I was affiliated
Right.
with Mike Marino in any way,
I
shape, or
believe
form.
there is some sort of restraining order, right? Yeah.
I think she's still traumatized by that.
Well, the hosta people, they're different.
Let's not make it any worse.
We already made so many comments this morning.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were there yesterday?
Yesterday, yes. And I went last year, but I think I only went once last year. And to me, it probably was just because it was early in the season or whatnot, but it was kind of, I had a lot less vendors and whatnot than I had remembered in past years. I don't know if that's still, bouncing back from
From the
COVID and all, yeah. But I was just so pleased this season, and it's early. There were so many vendors and just so many polite, happy people. Like, I haven't seen that in quite a while, to be honest, and just out in the public. And people were smiling and just very polite and enjoying their time there. There was live music. the food, I don't even know what I was smelling. It was like something cinnamon was wonderful, but yeah, I would highly recommend they've got their produce starting. I bought some radishes, and they've got lettuce and tomatoes, and so it's
I don't
started.
see any radishes or any samples.
I ate them all.
Would you eat if she brought some radish samples?
I love
Would you
radishes.
be? Okay.
I like radishes as long as they're washed and clean.
You really do? Oh,
I
okay.
love
I didn't think you would.
radishes.
All right, I stand corrected.
How dare you insult
I'm sorry,
my
I
radish?
didn't mean to assume.
The thing with I like radishes, but you can only eat a few of them at a time.
Right. I want a big bowl of radishes.
No, nothing beats a good radish.
It is. It's good.
If you leave a little dirt on it, a dirty radish.
Oh, you don't want a dirty radish.
dirty radish.
No, nobody
They
wants
were
a
a punk
dirty
band in the
Yeah,
late 70s.
Dirty radishes.
Dirty radish opened up
Yes,
for the Ramones.
Radishes are really good for you.
Yes, they are.
So, yeah. Anyway, live music. I was very happy to see that there. Just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So-
and great weather. You can
Absolutely.
ask for
That always
Absolutely,
helps, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was packed. It was a good crowd.
Right, so for folks who maybe have not come down to the farmers market in a while, they should make a point of coming on back down and checking it out.
Absolutely.
We have our Monday match, in which we team up with Orchard's Children's Services to try and find teens a forever home. And if you're interested, our teen this week is
Renee. Renee is 17 years old, best described as determined, resilient, confident, smart, and intuitive. She loves writing, music, and is excellent at deciphering rhythm. She wants to learn guitar and piano. Her favorite holiday is Christmas because it's worshiping Jesus and his birthday. She also loves Easter because it's close to her birthday. Renee's favorite movie series is the Twilight Saga, and she's read all the books as well.
Nice.
Renee, Cougar approves. Renee can almost always be caught reading some kind of book during downtime. Her dream vacation is to Paris, and she visualizes going there in her mind to calm her and bring her peace. She loves dogs and cats, but would like to rescue a dog someday. She loves dresses, being girly and dressing up. She feels this is the best way to express herself. So our Monday match today is Renee, and of course Orchard Children's Services, as Mike mentioned, trying to find forever homes for older teens. And if you want to find out more, if you are just curious and would like to maybe get some information about how you can help, just go to orchards.org, and you can find out more about Renee or even some of the other kids that they have and some of the success stories, the homes that they have found and placed those kids in. So Orchards Children's Services.
best way to find out is to look up and see what they have to offer and
Right.
what you may be interested in. Maybe you've always had that little, I'd like to do something more and help someone out, and that may be it at Orchard Services. Our 2-cent history lesson for today, it's Juneteenth, of course, June 19th. It's a holiday, where you won't get mail.
It's
a federal
June- yeah, it's Juneteenth.
It's a federal holiday in which
Yeah.
you won't get mail or have to go to court, John. Celebrates and symbolizes the end of slavery in the United States. I believe it
was
ended
on this
officially in
date.
Texas,
It was
right?
on this date that the Union General brought the proclamation to Texas to say, "Hey, war's over. You're all emancipated. You're all free." Although I was doing a little reading on this yesterday, and of course, everyone thinks, "Oh, June 19th, 1865. That was the final day of slavery." No. Apparently, some of the plantation owners were like, "Well, if we just don't tell them," it took a little while for them to come. No,
They didn't have the internet back then, which everybody
you're
would
gonna
know.
have to tell them. But still, yes, Juneteenth.
All right. It's also Garfield the Cat Day. It's on this day in 1978, the first publication of Garfield. Of course, Garfield and John and Odie.
Is that still going now?
I mean,
For whatever newspapers are.
Yeah, not the way it was, in the late 70s, early 80s. But
Garfield was everywhere.
but now, Garfield was like our generation's cat.
Right.
Now it's Puss N Boots. So there's a,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Puss N Boots is a little cooler than Garfield.
I kind of, I got to go classic Garfield, sorry. Any cat that loves lasagna, I'm there. Okay.
National Dry Martini Day.
The best martini is the one that you don't drink. Because martinis suck. but that's just
What
me.
about Martini and Rossi?
That's a different martini.
It's World Sauntering Day.
Oh.
Yeah, sauntering, a form of strolling.
Oh.
But cooler.
I like the saunter.
It's a very
Sauntering.
casual. I'm going to saunter
Now, it's
over
not
to my.
strutting.
No.
No.
No, it's a softer strut.
Okay.
Is a saunter. The dictionary defines sauntering
Oh, wow.
as walking along slowly, happily, and aimlessly. So you're probably stoned and don't know where you're at.
There's a lot of sauntering in Ann Arbor on April 19th, for instance.
Where am I? I just sauntered over.
sauntering around.
Sauntered here. Saunter to the left, saunter to the right. 1846, the first baseball fine was levied. When an umpire, Alexander Cartwright, fined a Hoboken, New Jersey player 6 cents for swearing.
6 cents?
Whoa.
Oh.
I would be broke.
That's where the jar came from.
Yeah.
That's the swear jar.
Yeah. 1846. Wow,
1846.
That's amazing.
Well, 6 cents was probably a pretty good chunk.
Oh,
of
yeah,
change
I'm sure it
back
was,
then.
you know.
You're not going to the general store to get your candy and licorice whips.
I'm going to get some sarsaparilla.
You're gonna wash your mouth out with soap.
Can't afford any sarsaparilla now.
Father's Day was celebrated for the first time on this day in 1910.
Yes.
Yeah.
The majesty of that holiday.
Yes.
His fathers are treated.
Like kings.
Oh, yeah.
The micro wrestling.
Did we go on about Mother's Day like this?
No.
No.
You know,
Because mothers get enough.
yes, we do. We get enough.
1912, the U.S. government established an 8-hour workday. 8-hour workday.
Thanks.
Whatever.
1934, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, which, along with other things, oversees the world of radio, was created. And they've done a great job.
Shrinking world of radio. Do you still have your FCC license, your third-class operator's license?
I keep it with me in case
Yeah.
we get people
waiting for
coming
the
here.
call.
Yeah.
It's like being in the minors waiting for the Bings to call.
Folded.
Oh, yeah. So stupid.
1987, Ben & Jerry's ice cream and Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia announced their new flavor, Cherry Garcia.
Which is pretty good.
Cherry Garcia. Stephen King on this day in 1999 was struck by a minivan while walking along a road in Maine. Collapsed right lung, multiple fractures of his right leg, scalp lacerations, and a broken hip. D.N.R. Koontz was nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
On 2017, the first full genetic study of cats was published in Nature Ecology and Evolution.
Wow.
It revealed, and this, I know you're on the edge of your seat. There you go. It revealed that cats were domesticated 9,000 years ago, and all cats are descended from one species of African wildcat.
Oh, okay. Now, who was the first person that brought the African wildcat home? You can imagine the parents are like, "But can we keep him, Mom?
Give him a yarn ball. That is your 2 cents.
Wow, that's
you
quite
learned
an
a little
amazing.
something about cats,
Oh,
didn't you?
sure did.
Cats and
Radishes. Oh, that was in the review. Sorry. Sauntering.
yes, sauntering.
Yeah,
So
about
feel free to saunter
Yeah,
today.
that's what saunter over.
Okay, I'm
Saunter
gonna
through the
saunter
store.
today.
You know, perhaps you might saunter over to Murphy's Family Auto.
Ooh, you're smooth.
Yeah.
that
Oh, God,
was
so smooth.
Sauntered
Yeah.
right into that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Of course, all your car and maintenance needs, car and truck maintenance and repair needs, Murphy's Family Auto. You can find them out online, murphysfamilyauto.com, or give them a call, 517-552-3040.
Get ready for those summer trips.
That's right. Tell them Mike and John sent you. Save 5%. They're open Saturdays, 8 to 1. murphysfamilyauto.com.
Your car now.
So,
You're like the FedEx guy at the end there,
Oh,
just
no.
speeding through that one.
so all right. So let's review. Let's
we're
review.
going- a review of the show.
Let's review today.
In case you want to rewind back. to a
Micro
certain-
wrestling,
Yes.
radishes, sauntering.
Radishes over raisins, by the way.
Oh, God.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, I think that was the.
I think that sums it up. We'll see you Tuesday.
Oh, sure.
Don't forget bonus prize night and trivia.
All right.
Mike and John got it going on. You've been giggling with Mike and John and Cougar.
What, no final strum? I was waiting for the final strum.
That was a nice
I know,
ending.
you always wait.
I like Cold Fade.
Didn't they open for the